So today I'm going to show you the Cybex Pallas Fix car seat, which we have been using since Cairo was about 11 months old. We were comfortable to switch to that car seat from the other one because it was getting a little bit taller. It was still okay, the old one, but it was a bit better and more comfortable for him to sit in this one because he can face the front. And I'll show you all this as I go along in the video, and you'll realize why it was a better option and it would be something good for you and your child as well. So this is what the car seat looks like on the outside. Just simple as any car seat would be. As you rotate it around, this is what it looks like in the back. There's really nothing special or different in terms of build. This is the second piece of the car seat, so I will put it here for you to see. This is how it looks like. It's also like just a soft protective cushion, basically. That's what I would say. That's what it looks like. When a child is between 9 and 18 kilos, it's also written right here on this piece. You have to use it so that they don't have any impact by using the seat belt. So the instructions or the photo on here clearly show how to put the seat belt through and then make sure your child is safe. But I'll show you that when we get in the car. So if in case your child is not yet 18 kilos, but you think they're big enough to just use the seat belt without the support, as you can see at the back of the car seat, they show you that from 15 kilos, you can use the seat belt depending on how big the child is. And of course, it's a personal preference. So if you feel like your child is able to sit in here with just the seat belt and they're not yet 18 kilos, Cybex does recommend to still use the seat belt when they're 15 kilos. So yeah, I think it is clear on the photos. And basically, it is clear that it is safe to use. So this is what the chair looks like at the bottom. As you can see, it already has its own base with a few things there that are useful to adjusting the car seat. At the bottom, there is this orange lever, which if you pull front, you will have the chair sliding for your child to sit comfortably and lean back. But if you want them to sit with a straight back, you still pull it front and then slide it up and let go. So it will be a bit higher and more straight in the back. As you can see, the back of the chair is more adjustable because this will always lean on your car chair. So this is the bottom of the base, as we can see, and there's nothing important here to see apart from this thing, which we call the ISOFIX. This is the universal way of attaching car seats to the car seat itself and ensure safety for your child. In order to install the ISOFIX or the correct way, depending on the length of your car, we have this orange handle, so at the bottom one, not the one we first used, which you can pull front, and then in the back you can adjust the ISOFIX to the length of your car chair. And if it's too long, you still pull front and push back. I was struggling a bit with it, but it seems you have to pull the lever all the way to the front in order to adjust it back in. For our car, this is already a nice height, but depending on what you're using, if the lever is all the way, it's very easy to push in and out until you get the right length for your car chair. You can also adjust this headrest for your child depending. Now for us, Cairo is a bit short, it doesn't matter. But when they're tall enough, you have these, they look like the iron board clippers, which you can raise and move as further as possible front as you wish. So you see here, there is a gap for your child to put their head forward. And if you want to move it back, it's still the same science. You raise and raise until it sits right in the back. So depending on the height of your child as they grow, because the chair goes until 12 years, you have the option to adjust the height of the chair as well, which you use this handle to just press and pull up until the size of your child, or just the same way until you're where you think it's comfortable and long enough for your child. There's one thing I did not mention about the holder. You can also adjust it depending on the height of the child by pressing this front button. There's already the word press on it, so it's not rocket science basically. And the more backwards you move it, the more space your child has. Normally this goes in here, so like that. And that's how you put your seatbelt through, which we are going to show you shortly. This is the room that you have for the legs to go through. It's still soft at the bottom and very comfortable for the child. So we are going to install our car seat, but first things first, this is where the ISOFIX goes. As you can see, there's even a sign of a child in a car seat, so that should be clear. And for most cars, they have to be opened. And that's what it looks like on the inside. So this is the ISOFIX, and the metal should normally always be targeted to hold. And when it does, this button here turns green. When it's not correct, it's always red. Like now, it's not tightly in, so it's red. But when we push it and it clicks, it turns green. Once the ISOFIX is green, it's always easy if you start with it long, because when it's tight, it's easier to move and adjust to your liking. You do the same technique we've already used. Pull the lever and just adjust it to your preferred position. So we are going to illustrate with Kairos Panda on how to put your child safely. Remember to always make sure that these are in there properly, and we use the seat belt to go through here. Because the child is in, sometimes it can be difficult to go with this through, but it goes there. And like the usual seat belt, tighten it to there. Then we will adjust this and move it in there. Make sure it's nicely tight, and your little bin is tucked in nice. So now that you've seen how the Cybex Pallas Fix looks like and how it is to install it, it really only takes about not even more than 5 minutes to install it. Really quick, really safe, but it does have some downsides. Personally, I didn't read through very well when I was checking and buying it, but I would have preferred something that could turn 360 like the iCar seat that we had, because sometimes it's harder to take him out or put him in when you're in a hurry. The only good thing is that because now he's older, almost 2, he helps himself a lot. The car seat comes in so many colors, so that's a plus. If you prefer black, there is blue like the one I just showed you, there is gray, there is red, there's about 7 colors of it, so that is a lot of choice for anybody. Even if you just want to match your car, I'm sure you can find something that fits. That's something I really like about it. And something else I have to say, it's, we all know Cybex has some of the best designs for car seats, and yet it's reasonably priced. So this actual car seat, we bought it for around 179 euros, but we really bought it a long time ago, 2022, when I was still pregnant, because we wanted to have everything in one time. But there are already some new versions, and even if you take the highest version, which is the gold Lux it's about 300 euros. So basically, I still think for the safety, for the amount of time you can use it, that is a reasonable price to have this cassette. Thank you all for watching this Cybex update. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment below. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.